हरे कृष्ण। तो मुझे हिंदी में कहने के लिए कहा गया।
So Prabhuji, I see a few folks who are English speaking only. I see them join, so we'll have to.
Okay.
Sorry.
ठीक है. Okay. So I've been asked to speak on especially this very special occasion. Ideally, we're just starting from today, as per the some of the Vaishnava calculation. So to get success in any specific activity, time plays a very important role when you perform that activity. So for studies, they have a specific time. For business also, like they have a specific time when they get maximum profit. So I don't know about US, but at least in India, especially this Deepavali festival, this is a very special. In this month, Deepavali festival comes, and at that time, many of the people, they get a special bonus on this time. Throughout the year, when you work, and especially in this year, you're given some extra gifts or some extra payment, extra money is given to you. So for every action, the Kal plays a very important role. So similarly, those who are aspiring to advance in Krishna consciousness, those who want to specially experience the love of Krishna, this month has a very important role. So there are two types of swimmers are there. Two types of people, those who take bath in the sea, in the river, especially in the ocean. So one is called as swimmer, understanding, those who swim on the surface. And another is called as the diver, one who goes deep into the ocean. The swimmer is the one who very quickly goes from one place to another place, and then he wins a medal. But the diver is the one who just goes deep into the one specific point to the bottom until he achieves the pearl. The swimmer gets the medal and diver gets the pearl, let's say. So similarly, Srila Sanatan Goswami also speaks in Brihad Bhagavatamrita also. A very specific point. Like most of us here, those who are practicing Krishna consciousness, we always hear about this, that the goal of life is to attain Krishna, to get Krishna Prem, to attain the spiritual world, to attain Krishna's lotus feet. But if you understand it conceptually, philosophically, there is some defect is there in that statement. When you say that I want to attain Krishna, they say Krishna Prapti hai yahan. So although we say Krishna Prapti, but there's a difference between, there's some mistake is there in that Krishna Prapti. And what's that mistake? So some of the devotees, they mention that there's something which is not with you, it's not, you don't possess that thing, if it belongs to someone else, it's lying in some other place, then only we can say that I want to achieve, I want to attain that thing. But especially about Krishna, there's no time, there is no place where Krishna doesn't exist. As in Brahma Samhita it says, Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastam. Krishna exists in all the times, at all the places, practically each and every atom and molecule. So they always, it's mentioned by some of the acharyas that the easiest thing in the whole creation is to attain Krishna. The most easy, I can say, thing which we can achieve in this world is Krishna Prapti, to attain Krishna. Even for other things you have to do tapasya, for so many hard work you need to do. But for attaining Krishna, you don't need to do anything. To say. It's the most easiest thing. Then what is difficult thing? So Sanatan Goswami, he mentions there, Yasya Shri Bhagavata Prapti Prapto Utkat Ichhayato Bhavet Satatraiva Labhe Tamum Nato Uvasosya Labhakrit. What Sanatana Goswami is saying, that what is the easiest thing in this whole creation is to achieve Krishna, to attain Krishna. But the most difficult thing in this world is to have the intense desire to achieve Krishna. There's a difference between achieving Krishna and to have having the desire. Like say you have a glass of water in front of you, but if you're not thirsty enough, you may not drink. So similarly, I just heard once His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj, one of the very senior ISKCON leader, was mentioning that the goal is not to achieve Krishna, but the goal is to achieve that intense desire. What Rupa Goswami says, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati Kriyatam Yati Kutopi Labhyate Tatra Mulyam Lolyam Api Kevalam Janma Koti Sukrutir Vilabhyate. There also is mentioned that this Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati. In Sanskrit, in Hindi, we translate Krishna conscious movement as Krishna Bhavana. So this Krishna Bhavana, this word has been derived by Srila Prabhupada from this verse of Srila Rupa Goswami, where it mentions that Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati Kriyatam Yati Kuto Bilabhyate. If you are able to purchase this Krishna Bhavana, Krishna consciousness, then you should go in the market and purchase it. But what's the price? Kriyatam. Kindly purchase it. Yadi kutopi labhyate. If it's available anywhere, you should go and get that Krishna Bhavana. But what is the price? It says, Tatra mulyam lolyam api kevalam. The only price one has to pay to get that Krishna prem or Krishna consciousness is mentioned as lolyam, or the intense greed. So same thing, Sanatana Goswami is saying, Yasya Shri Bhagavata Prapto Utkat Ichhayato Bhavit. Wherever one develops an intense desire to achieve Krishna, Sat Tatraiva Labhe Tamum. There only one can easily attain Krishna, immediately at that moment. Just a few days before, I heard a very nice statement. Till that moment, if you are able to live without Krishna, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what's that? Ye yatha mam prapadyanti tam sathaiva bhajamyam. That Krishna reciprocates with the jiva, with the soul, according to the proportion of his surrender. And Krishna says, to the degree one surrenders unto me, to that degree, I also reciprocates with him. So similarly, it's mentioned that till the time, if you are able to live without Krishna, Krishna is also able to live without you. But when that moment will come in your life, when you will not be able to live without Krishna, you'll have that intense greed, intense desire, or you can say like when the fish is taken out of the water, that kind of situation, when it's going to happen in your life, that's the moment Krishna will immediately come to take you. So that the same thing is mentioned here. Wherever one develops an intense desire to achieve Krishna, when you have that intense desire, there only immediately satatraiva labheta amum natu vasosya labhu. Just by being with Krishna, vasasya labhakrit. No, just by residing with Krishna, just by living with Krishna, if someone wants to say that the goal of life is to go back home, back to Godhead, even if you go back home, back to Godhead, if you go to spiritual world, even if you're in direct association of Krishna, you will not get the benefit if you don't have that desire, intense desire. So, and another place, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also mentions, Yatna graha vina bhakti prema na upjaye. There's another verse where it says, Yatna agraha vina. Means you are practicing devotional service, you're practicing the 64 limbs of devotional service, chanting, hearing, everything. But there is no, the intensity is not there. That intense desire is not there, then that bhakti will not lead to prema. Yatna agraha vina bhakti prema na ujay. So especially this month, which is called as the Kartik month, is a special time to go really deep into our Krishna consciousness. Especially if you read there's a whole, in Padma Puran, in Skanda Puran, there's a whole section, this chapter, called as the glories of the month of Kartik. And there are so many things mentioned, that what are the benefits one gets. So I was just reading what Srila Prabhupada says, and Srila Prabhupada's statement from Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter to His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj on 30th January 1969. And the Srila Prabhupada writes, you have asked about the specialness of the month of Kartik, Srila Prabhupada says. And the answer is that it is a special inducement for persons who are not in Krishna consciousness, at least to perform some devotional service. For persons who are doing nothing in Krishna consciousness, it is an indirect inducement to take to devotional service in earnest seriousness, where every moment is a Kartika. In this connection, there's a good example that sometimes a store gives a special concession to attract new customers. That's called sale. That's what Ramchandra has chosen the title. That's almost like from Prabhupada's words. Sometimes the store gives a special concession to attract the new customers. But for those who are already customers, there's no need of a special sale. They'll purchase it at any cost if they know the importance, the value of that good. Similarly, those who are pure devotees do not aspire for any concession, and out of spontaneous love, try to engage themselves in devotional service 24 hours each day, 365 days every year, without any stoppage. Full stop. I just read the last sentence. I liked it very much. Similarly, those who are pure devotees do not aspire for any concession, and out of spontaneous love, try to engage themselves in devotional service 24 hours each day, 365 days every year, without any stoppage. Ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So the word is apratihata, means uninterrupted. And what is the constitutional position of the soul? Jivera Sarup hai Krishner Nitya Das, is not Krishner seasonal Das or Krishner occasional Das. Nitya means that's the nature of the soul, to always keep oneself engaged in Krishna consciousness. So in the words of Prabhupada, this month especially, those who are looking for some fruity results, For them, it's very important. But also for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, those who are practicing this Krishna consciousness by taking shelter of Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for them also it's very important. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained the practice of devotional service to Rup and Sanatan Goswami, and there he has mentioned about the 64 limbs of devotional service. And out of the 64 limbs of devotional service, one of the limb of devotional service, Kartika Vrata, they say. This is one of the very important limb. Even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with all the devotees, when he used to live in Jagannath Puri, he used to practice this Kartik Vrata. So ideally from the Deva Shaini Ekadashi, they say. Deva Shaini Ekadashi, that's the time when say that Lord goes to sleep for 4 months, Yoga Nidra. And when Lord wakes up, that is called as Utthana. So 4 months before the Ekadashi which comes, that is called Deva Shaini Ekadashi. That's like the appearance day of His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj also. And then after 4 months, the Ekadashi which comes when Lord wakes up, that is called Utthana Ekadashi. So for some of the Vaishnavas, this is called as the Chaturmasa, the 4 months. So for many Vaishnavas, they practice this Chaturmasa from Devashaini Ekadashi to Utthana Ekadashi, especially in Maharashtra. Here we see they start the Chaturmasa from Devashaini Ekadashi and ends on Utthana Ekadashi. But for other Vaishnavas, there are some Vaishnavas those who practice Chaturmas from Purnima, that is called as the Sanatan Goswami's disappearance day, that is called as Vyas Purnima or Guru Purnima, we say. So from that day till this Kartik Purnima, that's the 4 months. So for those who practice from Ekadashi to Ekadashi, ideally Kartik month starts today on Ekadashi. And for other Vaishnavas, it starts from the Sharad Purnima. So this is a very special month. It's called as Kartika Vrata, or also is another word is called named as Urja Vrata. Why it is named as Kartika? So it's mentioned in some of the scriptures that one of the daughter of Daksha, and her name was Kritika. Kirtika. That's the name of one of the daughter of Daksha. And it was a tradition, they say. It's a tradition that if some person gets some daughter as auspicious sign, they used to give the name this Kirtika. So similarly, it's mentioned that this name was given to the mother of Srimati Radharani, Kirtika. And from Kirtika, it becomes Kirtida. It was Kirtika, but from Kirtika, it becomes Kirtida. So the daughter of Kirtika becomes Kartika. Kartika, they say, or Kartika also. So Kartika is the name, one of the name of Srimati Radharani, they say. So as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Masanam Margasheshoham, that there are 12 months, and out of this 12 months, the month Margashesha, which comes immediately after Kartika. That's the time when gopis have performed this Katyayani Vrata. So this month, Margashesha month, is the personification of Krishna himself. Because Krishna himself has manifested in this form of Margashesha Mas. So one gets the blessings of Lord Shri Krishna from this Margashesha month, because Margashesha month is non-different from Krishna, they say. So Krishna is called as the most merciful. Krishna is Karuna Sindhu. But more merciful than Krishna is Srimati Radharani, they say. Srimati Radharani is the one who even controls Krishna, as is mentioned by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati. Yo Brahma Rudra Shuka Narada Bhishma Mukhyai Alakshito na sahasa purushasya tasya sadyah vashikaran churnamananta shaktim tam radhika charanarenu anusmarami. I am remembering the dust of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. What is the power of Churnam Ananta Shaktim? The Churna, that is the dust of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, has Ananta Shakti. What is the power? Yo Brahma Rudra Shuka Narada Bhishma Mukhyai Na Alakshitaha. Even Brahma, Rudra, even Shukadev, even Narad, Bhishma, all the great Mahajanas, they are also not able to get the direct darshan. Na alakshita purusha. They are not able to get the direct darshan of this Vrindavan Krishna, this Damodar, this Govinda Gopal. This Krishna is performing his pastimes in Vrindavan. None of these devotees are able to get the direct darshan of this Krishna. But Sadhya Vashikarana, Churnam. But what is the power of this Churna, the dust of lotus of Srimati Radharani? It controls Krishna immediately. Sadhya Vashikaran Churnam Ananta Shaktim Tam Radhika Charanarenu Anusmarami. So that's the power of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani even controls Krishna. Krishna gets controlled by the selfless love of Srimati Radharani. So as Krishna is non-different from Margashirsha Masa, similarly it's mentioned that this Kartik month is non-different from Srimati Radharani. This Kartik month is the direct personification of Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani is even more merciful than Krishna, who always gives the nourishment. Allahadini Karai, Krishna Rasa Asvadana, Allahadini Karai, Bhaktira Poshanade. It gives nourishment to the devotees. The devotional service which you perform, that is because of the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And that's why even in Bhagavad Gita, we mentions that Krishna speaks about Srimati Radharani in Bhagavad Gita. The total, how many verses are there in Bhagavad Gita? 700. And exact middle, like 364, after 364 verse, that's I think 9th chapter. So after 364 verse, exactly you see there's a verse which is kept in the middle of Bhagavad Gita, which speaks about Srimati Radharani. And what's that verse? Mahatmanastumam partha daivi prakritimashtrita bhajantyananya manaso gyatva bhutadimabhyam. And there Krishna speaks about Radharani. Daivi prakritim, that word is given. And the Daivi prakriti, Srila Prabhupada translates as Srimati Radharani. So the devotees take shelter of Srimati Radharani. So this month, this Kartik month, there are so many things. I have just almost more than 100 pages when I was looking at the document. Kartikesmin visheshena nityam kurvita vaishnavah damodar archanam prata snanadana vratadikam. So this month is a time when you get the maximum, almost like 100,000s of time, unlimited benefit of anything, any devotional service which you perform in this 1 month. So someone asked Srila Prabhupada that what one should do in this Kartik month. And Srila Prabhupada says, no eating, no sleeping, chanting Hare Krishna 24 hours. Prabhupada says, that's the practice. So Prabhupada mentioned here also that for us practically every day, practically every moment is a festival. Every moment is an opportunity for us to intensify our Krishna consciousness, to please Krishna, to serve Krishna. So especially this month, for the outside people, for the mundane people, there are some material benefits look like, but for the devotees, it has a very special benefit. So Kartikesmin Visheshena Nityam Kurvita Vaishnava. This Kartik Vrata in Vrindavan, if you go, that's called as a Niyam Seva. They take some sankalpa, as Krishna also said in Bhagavad Gita, that's a characteristic of my devotee, that who is always looking for some more, how to increase my devotional service. So there also it's mentioned that this Vaishnavas, especially in Kartika, they take a very special Kartike Asmin Visheshena Nityam Kurvita Vaishnava, especially in the month of Kartika, Vaishnavas take some special vows. And what are those vows? Specifically, Sanatana Goswami mentions in Hari Bhakti Vilas, Damodar Archanam Prata Snanadana Vratadikam. So what are those? So the most important, this Kartik month is the month of Srimati Radharani. It's called as a Urja Vrat also, because the name of Radharani is Urjeshwari. Out of the Radha Sahasranama, the 1,000 names of Srimati Radharani, one of the name of Radharani is Urjeshwari. So, and the meaning of Urjeshwari is Urja is like energy, na? So, who is the source of the spiritual energy, and who always takes some different vows and sankalpa to please Krishna. So that Srimati Radharani gives very special favor to those people, those who practice Krishna consciousness this month. And so even Krishna performs most of his very intimate pastimes in this month only. So starting from like Sharad Purnima, the first day itself is the day when Krishna has performed the Rasa Leela, the Rasa dance with all the gopis. Rasanam Samuho Iti Rasa. The meaning of Rasa is like the culmination of all the 5 rasas, Shanta, Dasya, Vasalya, Sakya, Madhurya, all completely comes together. That is called as Rasa, Maharasa. When Krishna reciprocates with each and every gopi, individually, personally. So that is the Sharad Purnima. Then comes the Bahulashtami also. That's the day where the appearance of Radha Kund, and also auspicious for us, for many devotees in ISKCON, is also the auspicious day when Srila Prabhupada has given a special favor and gave initiation just exactly 50 years before to one of his disciples. His name is Lokanath Swami Maharaj. So that's a very special day, Bahulashtami. That's the day when Krishna killed Arishtasura. And then there's a very intimate pastime how Radharani and Krishna had the reciprocation. And finally, this Radha Kund and Sham Kund appeared. Then there is a whole, there's a Deepavali. There's also mentions that there's a Samudra Manthan pastime. The churning of the ocean happened. And then many different things came up. So Dhanvantari, Lord Dhanvantari came with the Amruta. That's called Dhanatrayodashi. Dhanateras, they say. Lord Kuber, when he appeared with this Amruta. Then there is a Deepavali, that's a very special day. There's a pastime of like when Mother Yashoda has bound Krishna with the robe, that is called as Damodar Lila. So this Damodar Lila happened in this Deepavali day only. Then there is Govardhan Puja, lifting of the Govardhan. And then also there's a Gopashtami. That's the day when Krishna started doing the Gocharan Leela. And also there's a disappearance of His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Happened in this Kartik month. So there is full of festivals, especially the 4 months are also festival. But this Kartik month has a lot of festivals. So just few verses which came to my mind from this Skanda Purana, where there is a conversation between Brahma and Narada. So before speaking about the glories of Kartika, Brahma speaks to Narada about those people, those who have taken the human form of life, but they are not very serious about Kartik Vrata. So Vrata means specifically like the regular practice of Krishna consciousness, what you are doing, we add something little more. So like someone is chanting a prescribed number of rounds, then he tries to chant more. And then if someone is reading Bhagavatam, if you're performing some specific limb of devotional service, he tries to increase it more, reading more Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or Krishna book or Nectar of Devotion, whatever. At least something, some sankalpa, some extra vow one should take on in this month. And if someone doesn't do that, then what Brahma says? Avratena shipedyastu masam damodara priyam. Oh, sorry. You can also see the verse. I think, okay. I hope that you are able to see. Avratena shipedyastu masam damodara priyam tiryak yonim avapnoti sarva dharma bhaishkrita. It's a very heavy statement. A person who does not follow the vow in this month that is dear to Lord Damodara finds himself outside all religious principle. Sarva dharma bhishkrita. And he takes birth in an animal's womb. Then it says, Sa brahmaha sa go hanascha swarnaste sadanrati na karoti muni shreshta yo narah kartike vratam. O best of the sages, Narada, a person who does not follow this vow in the month of Kartika is a Brahmana killer, a cow killer, a thief of gold, and a perpetual liar. Then, Vratam tu Kartike emase yada na kurute grihi. A householder who doesn't perform this Kartik Vrata. Ishtapurtam vratha atasya yavat ahut naraki. His pious and charitable deeds do him no good. And then says, Samprapte Kartike Mase Drijo Vrata Paranmukha Bhavanti Vimukha Sarve Tasya Deva Savaraha. Even all the demigods, they also like blaspheme. They doesn't like that person who doesn't follow this Kartik Vrata. Vedair Aditaha Kim Tasya Purana Patanaishchakim Kritam Yadi na Viprendra Kartike Vaishnavratam. What good will study of the Veda and Puranas do for a person who does not follow the Vaishnava Kartika vow? Janma, this is a little heavy. Janma Prabhuti Yat Punyam Vidhivat Samuparjitam Bhasmi Bhavati Tat Sarvam Akritva Kartika Vratam. A person who does not follow the Kartika finds his life's pious deeds burned to ashes. Bhasmi bhavati tat sarvam. Sam uparjitam. Whatever the pious deeds are acquired, everything becomes bhasmi bhut, burned to ashes. Yaddattam cha param japtam kritam cha sumhat tapah sarvam vifalatam eti akritva kartike vratam. A person who does not follow the Kartika finds that all his charity, great austerities, mantra chanting is useless. And little more. Sapta janmarjitam punyam vritha bhavati Narada akritva kartike masi vaishnavam vratam uttamam. If one does not follow the Vaishnava Kartik vows, 7 births of his pious deed become, not only this birth. So sometimes we become a little bit scared. So especially those who are not practicing any spiritual practice in their life, not observing any spiritual practice in their life, at least to induce them, what Prabhupada already mentioned in the beginning. For them, sometimes this kind of statements are there, that if they will neglect this Kartik Vrata, they'll get a heavy reaction. So like that, there are many. Akritvaniyam Vishnu Kartikam Yakshipendra Janmar Arjitasya Punyasya Phalam Napnoti Narada. The same thing is mentioned here again and again about all the pious deeds of the entire life are wasted. And then Padma Purana also, there is a conversation of Shri Narada and Shaunakadi Muni. So where Narada is addressing Manusha karma bhumau yah kartikam nayate mudha chinta manim kare prapya Shipyate Kardavam Muni. A human being in this world of karma who does not follow the vow of Kartika takes the Chintamani jewel placed in his hand and throws it into muddy water. So in this way, there are many verses. And what's last? Niyamena vina vipraha kartikam yashipenarha Krishna paranmukhastasya yasmat urjosya vallabha. The month of Kartik is very dear to Lord Krishna. That is why Lord Krishna turns his face from anyone who does not follow this Kartik vow. So Sanatana Goswami in Hari Bhakti Vilas is taking this section from Skanda Puran and Padma Puran just to mention in the beginning, if someone is not serious about this Kartik Vrata, then what kind of reactions are there? And then there's another Skanda Puran. It says, Yaina dattam hutam japtam na snanam na hare vratam na kritam kartike putre dvijaste vai naradhamaha. O son of Brahmanas, who is in the month of Kartik do not give charity? Na dattam hutam japtam, perform yagyas, japtam, chant japa, na snanam, doesn't take bath, especially the holy river in Yamuna, doesn't go to Vrindavan, and follow the vow to please Lord Krishna are the te vai naradhamaha. They're the lowest of men. Yairna dattam hutam japtam kartike navratam kritam tenatma harito nunam na praptam prathitam phalam. They who in the month of Kartik do not give charity, perform yagyas, chant japa, or follow vows are thieves who rob themselves of their own valuables. They do not attain what they wish. Na praptam prarthitam phalam. Whatever the aspirations they have, they will not achieve if they will neglect this Kartik Vrata. So in this way, there are many verses which speaks about Kartikena archito yastu bhakti bhavena keshavaha. Bhakti bhav ke saath na architaha. One who does not worship Krishna Keshava. Narakam te gamishyanti yamadutaistu yantritaha. Are chained and dragged to hell by the messengers of the Yamraj. And finally, Janmakoti sastraitu manusham prapya durlabham. One who is attaining this human life after thousands and millions of births. Kartikena archito Vishnu haritam tena janmavai. Does not worship Lord Vishnu in the month of Kartik, he loses this opportunity. Brahmanda Brahmite Kauna Bhagyavan Jiv. So this, as soon as you get the human form of life, if someone does not perform this Kartik Vrata, then he will not get again this opportunity. Vishnu Puja Katha Vishnu Vaishnavam Chadarshanam Navavet Kartike Yasya Hanti Punyam Dashabdikam. Yes. If in the month of Kartik one does not worship Vishnu, Vaishnavam Darshana, also chant the names, glories of Vishnu and associate with the Vaishnavas, kills the 10 years of pious deeds. If you don't have the association of Vaishnavas in this month. So in this way, there are different verses which speaks about the dangers of Kartik Vrata. And then it mentions about Atha Kartikasya Mahatmyam. Kartikasya tu Mahatmyam Prak Samanyena Likhyate. Sanatana Goswami mentioning here. Tato Visheshastu Tatra Karma Deshadi Vedataha. So in a general way, I'm just going to describe the glories of the Kartika. And then I will write to the different situations, beginning with the differences of work and place. The Samanya, general principles of Kartika. Kartikasya tu maasasya koti amshena pinarhati sarva tirtheshu yat snanam sarva daneshu yat phalam. The pious result obtained by bathing in all the holy places and giving all the charities, sarva tirtheshu snanam and sarva daneshu yat phalam. The result one gets by taking bath in all the tirthas So like there is a Ganga, there is a Yamuna, then there is a Narmada, there is Godavari. There's so many holy rivers are there. So it's mentioned, what's in English? This crore, and then after crore, in Hindi they say Arab. What do you say?
Millions or billions?
Yeah, whatever. So in Hindi they say 66 Arab. It's 66 Arab. Above 100 crore, that comes is the Arab. So in this universe, there are 66 Arab tirthas are there total. So I'm just explaining this. Sarva tirtheshu yat snanam. Just by doing this 1 month of Kartik Vrata, and especially in this Kartik Vrata, if someone wakes up in the early morning before the sunrise and takes bath, there's a whole section speaks about the Pratha Snanam. The one of the Vrata in Kartik is Damodar Archanam Pratha Snanam, and then Deepadanam is mentioned. So, okay, next. Ekatah Sarva Tirthani Sarve Yagyasa Dakshina. Ekatah means skipping all the Sarva Tirthas, Sarva Yagya, Sarva Dakshina. Dakshina means the charity. Ekatah Pushkare Vasaha, Kurukshetre Himachale, Merutulya Suvarnani, Sarvadanani Chaikatah, Ekatah Kartiko Vatsa Sarvada, Keshava Priya. All holy places, Yagyas, Dakshinas, residence in Pushkara, Kurukshetra, and Himalayas, and all giving in charity, a pile of gold like Mount Meru, Meru Tulya Suvarnani, and reside in Kartik, Lord's favorite month. Means all these things are on one side, and just practicing Kartika Vrata is on one side. Yat kinchit kriyate punyam Vishnu uddishya Kartike tat akshayam bhavet sarvam satyuktam tava narada. The serving one does to Lord Vishnu in the month of Kartik, it should be, not Krishna. Is all eternal. Oh Narada, I tell you the truth. Kartika khalu vai masam sarvamasesu cha uttamam punyam paramam punyam pavananam cha pavanam. It's the best of months, the most pious of pious deeds, the most purifying of all that purify. Punyam kartike mase tu yat kinchit kriyate mune nadasyati kshayo brahman papasyapi evam evacha. In the month of Kartik, neither pious deeds nor sins are destroyed. Na kartike samo maso na krite na samam yugam na veda sadrisham shastram na tirtham gangaya samam. No month is like Kartik, no yuga is like Satyuga, no scriptures like the Vedas, and no holy place like the Ganga. Kartik is the best of the month. Kartike pravaro maso vaishnavam priya sada. Kartike sakalam yastu bhaktya seveta vaishnavaha. Pitrun uddharante sarvan naraka sthan mahamune. Kartik is always dear to the Vaishnavas, is the best of the months. A Vaishnava who with devotion serves Kartik delivers his ancestors from hell. And that is mentioned. Tatraiva dvadishapi maseshu Kartika Krishna Vallabha. Vallabha is most dear to Krishna. Tasmin sampujdo Vishnur alpakair api upayanai dadati Vaishnavam lokam iti evam nishchitam maya. To anyone who even slightly worships Lord Vishnu during its month, the month of Kartik gives residence in Lord Vishnu's transcendental abode, Vaishnavam lokam. And then it mentions, Yatha Damodara Bhakta Vatsalo Vidito Janai. Damodar is known for Bhakta Vatsala. His wish, especially very much affectionate to his devotees. Damodara. Evam Sandarshitahi Anga Harina Bhritya Vashada. Shukdev Goswami in Bhagavatam speaks about this Damodar Leela. how like Yashoda, Mother Yashoda binds Krishna with the rope. And at the end of the section, Shukdev Goswami mentions very nice thing. What Krishna wants to show through this Damodar Leela. Evam Sandarshitaha. Krishna wants to show this. What? Harina Bhrutyavashyata. How Krishna wants to get controlled by his devotees. So this is a very special affection Krishna has. So as Krishna in the form of Damodar, in the mood of Damodar, is very affectionate to the devotees. He wants to get himself bound. Especially if you see any thief, if it's caught red-handed, and the police comes and then they're trying to take him to the jail. So he tries to like cover his face. Generally in India, we have seen the criminals, when they're taken to the court, they cover their face. So His Highness Radha Govind Maharaj, once I was hearing, and he was mentioning, but it's very strange, like when Krishna is bound, he's like taking his pictures and he's saying that you should worship this my form when I'm bound, and you'll get the special mercy. And what's that mercy? That Damodara Bhakta Vatsalaha. So what is the real affection of Krishna? He wants to get controlled. So similarly, if someone is perform this Damodar mantra, Krishna gets controlled by them also. Tasyayam tadrishamasa swalpam api guru karakaha. The month of Kartik thinks even the slightest devotional service is very big and important. Even if you do little bit. So say like if you're in Vrindavan, say like you are at your home and you just decide that I want to go to the temple to take darshan of Krishna. I want to offer the lamb to Krishna. So you started walking from your home towards the temple. So in this Kartik month, as soon as someone starts walking towards the temple, every step is equivalent to one Ashwamedh Yajna. Yes, imagine just you're walking towards Krishna's temple. You get that much benefit. By doing the parikrama of the temple, then you get the same benefit of many yajnas. And then there are many specific things. Durlabha manusha deha dehinam shanavanguraha tatrapi durlabha kalaha kartiko harivallabha. So the human form is very rare and valuable. Similarly, this Kartik Vrat is very rare. Everyone is not able to understand. People are able to understand the importance, especially in India. Now, just last few days, this Navratri was, people were celebrating. Then people celebrate Ganpati and many different festivals. But very rare people are there, those who understand this glories of Kartika. And especially, Deepenapi yatrasau priyate hari ishvaraha sugitam chadati eva paradeepa prabodhanat. Especially Lord Krishna is pleased by the offering of single lamp during the month of Kartika. Lord Krishna glorifies anyone who lights a lamp for someone else to offer. Vratanamiha sarvesham ekajanma nugam phalam kartike tu vratastyoktam phalam janmashatanugam. Any other like chanting or any other limb of devotional service you are performing in the other months of the year, if you perform the same activity in this month, it says that the vow of Kartik brings the result of 100 lifetimes of pious deeds. Phalam janma shatanugam. That says akrura tirthe viprendra kartikyam samuposhyacha snatva yat phalam apnoti tat shrutva vaishnavam vratam. A person simply hears the glories of Kartik vow. So you are hearing the glories of Kartik vow. Attains the result of fasting and bathing at sacred Akrura Tirtha. Varanasyam Kurukshetre Naimishe Pushkuror Bude Gatva Yat Phalam Apnoti Vratam Kartike Krutva tu Kartike. By following the Kartik vow, one attains the result of going on pilgrimage to Varanasi, Kurukshetra, Naimisharanya, Pushkar, Arbud Tirtha. Wherever you are, if you're just performing this Kartik Vrata, you get the same result. Anishtvacha sada yagyai nakratva pitrubhiswadam vratena kartike masi vaishnavam tu padam vrajet. A person who performs yagya or offers shraddha to ancestors, but who does follow the vow of Kartik, will go to the abode of Lord Vishnu. And then pravrittanam cha bhakshanam kartike niyame vrate krite avashyam krishna rupatvam praptye muktidam shubham. Especially in Kartika, many people, they do this fasting, that taking grains only for one time. There are many devotees, those who don't take grain at all. Sometimes we have seen many devotees when we do the Brajmandala Parikrama in Kartika, we have seen that for the whole month they only take fruits, and some even only take water, not even fruits. So at least for this month, if we can, the main concept is we need to reduce our eating and sleeping. The result of when you take especially grains, the anna, what is the result? Why generally in Ekadashi we don't take anna? So one of the reason is, the sin personified resides in the grains, according to the Shastras. But another reason is, as soon as you take anna leads to nidra. And many devotees experience, especially I also remember, once I tried in one of the month of Kartika, when I took this vow of taking only fruits. And I experienced, especially if you don't take grain, you don't feel heavy. And throughout the day, you feel very much energetic. And naturally, you're able to do something more. So, someone fast, he attains a glorious spiritual form. That is called a Sarupya Mukti. Just by doing fasting in Kartika. Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Shudro va Muni Sattama Vyonim na Prajati eva. He will not take birth in a sinful family. Then, so like that, there are many. Danam Dattam Hutam Japtam Tapaschaiva Tathakratam Tadakshay Phalam Proktam Kartike Dujuttama. The charity, especially there is a lot of glories of charity is there. Dana, Tiladan, they say, Tildan, and many things. Yagya, Japa, austerities, especially just now I remember, His Holiness Loknath Swami always mentions about Kartika Vrata, and he says this Kartika Vrata is also called as Mantra Siddha Vrata Maha. So in this month you can siddha your mantra. You understand mantra siddha? You have mantra this is Dhama, and the presiding deity on the Dham is called as Dhami. So there is a mantra, and through that mantra you worship a person. So that is called mantra devata. So for every mantra there is like a mantra devata. So what is the mantra siddhi? Like you're chanting that, especially the names of when you're chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. What is the mantra siddhi? This is an Nama Rupa Guna Leela Dhama. So mantra siddhi means when you chant the holy name of Krishna and it gets purified. When your chanting becomes purified, and what is the symptom of the purification? Along with the Nam, the Roop also comes in front of your eyes. Naturally, not artificially. Just you think of Krishna, and then Krishna's form comes. You think of Radha Sham Sundar, and Radha Sham's form naturally appears on the heart. So in this month when especially you in the association of devotees, if it's possible to reside in Vrindavan, in Dham, and if you're able to chant more and more rounds, it has a very powerful benefit. And Yat kinchit kartike dattam Vishnu uddishymanavai tat akshayam labhyate vai annadanam visheshrata. Then there is also annadanam, it's giving charity, food. Annadan, that is very special. He attains a result that will never be destroyed. Akshayam labhyate vai. I just hearing. Especially in Kartik month, Brahmana and even above Brahmana is called as the Vaishnava. We always hear. So even about Brahmana is mentioning, and especially if you go to Vrindavan, you have to go to Braj. And Braj, you get the opportunity to serve the Vaishnavas. So Rupa Goswami in Mathura Mahatmya speaks about this. You are in Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan, if you feed prasadam to one Brahmana, then one gets the benefit of feeding 10 lakh Brahmanas. 10 lakh means 1 million, they say, no? 1 million Brahmanas just by feeding to one Brahmanas. So especially in Vrindavan also we see that so many people, they do so much, what do they say, Bandara. The prasad distribution is constantly going on. Even you do the Vrindavan Parikrama, practically at so many places. In Kartika, they do a lot of this food distribution. So that's the reason. So like that, there are many things. Okay. Else maybe. Time is almost over, I think. I didn't realize. So there are many more things. Just in brief, and what are the specific things? So it's mentioned that offering special rising in the Brahma Muhurta, that's most important. Just by rising the Brahma Muhurta, one gets the Krishna Loka. If you just wake up in the Brahma Muhurta and take darshan of Krishna. And then if you offer the Deepadana, they say, if you offer the lamp, so there are many. For a person who offers a lamp, especially with the ghee or sesame oil means til. So ghee or sesame oil, even it gets the benefit of performing many Ashwamedh yajnas. Even if there are no mantras, no pious deeds, no purity, everything becomes perfect. When a person offers lamp during the month of Kartik, and if you just keep a lamp in front of Krishna in the month of Kartik, the result is 10 million times greater than the result obtained by bathing in Kurukshetra during a solar eclipse, during Grahana, or by bathing in Narmada during a lunar eclipse. A person who offers a lamp to Krishna, especially in this month of Kartika, he will not take birth again. When one offers a lamp during the month of Kartik, his sins in many thousands and millions of births perish in half an eye blink. So like there's so many Deepadan, and especially there's Tulsi Dan also. Just a few days before we were hearing Lakshat Tulsi Dala Arpana. So in 30 days, if you offer the Tulsi to Krishna, and especially at least morning, evening, there, at least in front of Krishna, and in front of Tulsi, we should place the lamp Deepa. And if possible, they say Akasha Deepa. Akash Deepa means maybe on the top of the temple. Also, you can keep a lamp. Then all his sufferings get destroyed, it's mentioned here. And then the donations and like that, if you take prasadam for 1 month in a leaf plate, it's a Brahma Patreshu Bhojanat, then Sarva Kama Phalam Tasya Sarva Tirtha Phalam Labet. His all spiritual desires are fulfilled. And he becomes very glorious just by eating on a leaf plate in this month. And if someone do the Jagran, especially in the Kartik month, at least for Ekadashis, the whole night, if you keep chanting or hearing about Krishna Katha, Jagaram Kartike Masi Yah Karoti Arunodaya. Till the Arunodaya, till the early morning, if you remain awake, keep chanting, this is go sahastra phalam labet. One attains the pious results of giving 1,000 cows in charity. Jagra paschime yame ya karoti mahamune tat padam kara samsitam kartike sannido Vishnu. It's mentioned that Lord Vishnu's spiritual abode he finds in the palm of his hand just by doing the Jagran. And then what are the other things? Sadhu Sevam Gavam Grasa Katha Vishnu Tatha Archanam. Serving the Vaishnavas. Gavam Grasam is feeding the cows. Katha Vishnu, Krishna Katha. There is a whole section about Krishna Katha, especially Krishna Leela, reading Bhagavatam. The glories, that's also mentioned. So, okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Hare Krishna.
I went beyond the time. I didn't realize.
Even we didn't realize, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Before we go into questions, if anybody has any question, you can raise your hand or text in the chat box. I'll just quickly go over our upcoming programs. You can see my screen. You can visit our beautiful website, ISKCON.Bergen.org. Some very nice pictures of our deities, Radha Shyam Sundar. And this coming Sunday, I myself will be speaking, continuation of the importance of the Kartik Vrata or Kartik Damodar Mas. Also to mark your calendar, October 29th, we're doing our annual Kirtan program at a bigger venue, bigger place with some very wonderful Kirtaniers joining us. So mark your calendar. On the 23rd of October, we will be celebrating Diwali and Govardhan Puja. It's a Sunday. And on the 25th, also, we will be celebrating Govardhan Puja at the center. And on our website, you can see other programs. Our Sunday school registration is still open. Our weekly Bhakti Vriksha, you can click here and join one of the programs. And also our Bhagavad Gita readings in the afternoon. And our daily morning japa is a good way of joining with the devotees in the morning during the Kartik month. So thank you very much. At this point, I'll open the floor. If anybody has any question, feel free to unmute or type your question in the text box. Hare Krishna. And no question is foolish question. If you have some doubts in your mind or you just want to clarify, please don't hesitate.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanur Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Prabhuji, I joined the call late. Actually, when you were reading, these are, I guess, the glories of Kartik Mahatmya or something. Can you tell us what is the source of this, Prabhu? Like, if I want to read it?
This is from Hari Bhakti Vilas of Srila Sanatana Goswami.
Okay, thank you. I just have one more question, Prabhu. Like, let's say if there is a person who doesn't have access to lamp, he cannot light a lamp because of the place and circumstances. Maybe the person is living in a student life and they are not allowed to light a lamp in their room. How can they continue their services to the Lord other than like reciting the Damodar Ashtakam? I mean, because importance is given towards the lamp actually. So what can be done as an alternate?
Chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If nothing is possible, the only thing we can do in Kartika is in Kali Yuga especially is the chanting of the holy name. So at last, definitely, when the time will come, it says in Kulshekar says, Prana Prayana Samay Kafavata Pittai. The moment will come that you will not be able to perform the other limbs of devotional service. one thing which you could do is chanting of the holy name in practically each and every circumstances everywhere. So that you can do at least. And if it's possible, the Deepdan is also good. You could do.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
So Ramya Vrindan Prabhu or Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dana Prabhuji. Nice guys, thank you. I just want to clarify, Prabhuji, regarding the it's the Punyam Kartike Mase tu Yat Kinchit Kriyate Mune. The translation was, O sage, in the month of Kartika, neither pious deed nor sins are ever destroyed.
Achha.
Like neither of them are destroyed. So I was a little confused.
I need to check just. Can you repeat it again?
Punyam Kartike Mase tu Yat Kinchit Kriyate Mune. Na tasyati shayo brahman papashyami evam evacha.
Na tasyati shayo brahmam papasyapi. I think there might be some. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Kartik, one gets the benefit 1,000 times of any punya which is performed. Especially, similarly, it's mentioned that if you commit some sin this month, if you commit some offense, then it also doesn't get destroyed. It has a heavy reaction. So that, like, if you chant one round, if you chant in Kartik month, you get like a benefit of chanting 1,000 rounds. So similarly, if someone commits the offense, so I was just hearing, I think once I was hearing a Japa show, His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu, and he was mentioning that once he took a vow in Kartik is that I will not hear any blasphemy of any devotee. No criticism, neither I will hear nor I will speak. And then he was mentioning that it's really difficult to don't see any fault in anyone. That is the vow. So yeah, so when it's mentioned here that the sins are neither pious deeds nor sins are ever destroyed. So the sins which you have committed in the previous birth, past birth, that are destroyed by the practicing of Krishna consciousness this month. But in this month, if you commit some sin, it has a very heavy action. So just to like caution ourselves, to really be careful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
I didn't realize that point. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, so it's such an important points that Prabhuji mentioned, and we must actually meditate on this, on what vows we want to take. It's not something randomly or just very quickly. I'll give up okra or I'll give up bhindi because I don't like that sabji, right? But we should really meditate on it and think what it is that I really have a tough time with and that I can give up. Or somebody will say, wow, this is so beneficial. You do all these vows and you get to go to Aruba Tirtha. Actually, it wasn't Aruba. It was Arbuda Tirtha. So somebody will think, okay, wonderful. I get to go to Aruba. But anyways, next question, Madhav. Madhav has raised his hand.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, bro.
Okay, ठीक है. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. आपने बहुत wonderful class दिया. So, Prabhuji, my question is that obviously Kartik is coming, so that greed comes up, to do devotional service very nicely. But how do we sustain that greed throughout the whole month of Kartik so that whatever vows we take in the beginning, we can sustain that and even after Kartik?
Yeah, if you want to become greedy, you should associate with the greedy people. If you want to become a drunkard, you need to associate with them. So those who have greed, even just a few days before when I was speaking from Harinam Chintamani, where Haridas Thakur speaks about this 3 kinds of inattentive chanting. And one of the most important thing, when one doesn't have the taste, one doesn't have the ruchi for the holy name, it's mentioned that one need to associate with such devotees. Those who have the taste, by regularly, constantly associating with them and spending little more time with them, then one gets. So similarly, when we see the devotees, those who are taking this Kartik Vrata, those who are doing more chanting, especially those who are doing some more reading of Bhagavatam, doing some more Vaishnava Seva. So their association, that's one thing I can say. Because they say this greed, enthusiasm, they're contagious according to the association you have. So most important is like to keep oneself enthused through the association. If you yourself are not able to maintain that greed and enthusiasm. And just now I remember that statement of the first time when I went to Vrindavan, Kartik month, and I was doing the Braj Mandala Parikrama. It was 99, I think, 1999. And the first day of Kartik, and there was a Vrindavan Parikrama, and his was Loknath Swami Maharaj was there. And there he mentioned the statement that generally Srila Prabhupada used to say, work now, samadhi later. It's a famous statement. Process that one should work now, not become like Bhajananandi, and samadhi later. But then Maharaj says, now it's a Kartik, so samadhi now, work later. Maharaj said, Yogastha Kuru Karmani, that's the statement. That Kuru Karmani means one has to perform the activity. But first thing is Yogastha, get connected with Krishna. So this is the month when you really go deep into your relationship with Krishna in the form of the holy name, in the form of the katha. So by having such association also, especially if one gets the opportunity to go in Vrindavan this month, it really has a very, it's said that in this month of Kartik, someone goes to Vrindavan and even spends time there, even if it's lying on the ground, even if it's sleeping on the bed in Vrindavan in this month of Kartik, one gets the benefit of Dandavat Pranam just by sleeping in Kartik. That doesn't mean that I should go to Vrindavan and just keep sleeping, but it's very special. And even the heavenly planets, all the demigods, they worship that person, one who resides in Vrindavan in the month of Kartika. So we get like especially a lot of enthusiasm and the greed to intensify Krishna consciousness, especially if we are able to go to Vrindavan. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Prabhuji, that we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada. All these glories that you went through, without Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we would have no clue about this significance of Kartik. And just for everybody's knowledge sake, by Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy, we are getting an opportunity to go to Vrindavan next week. So Prabhuji stressed enough from the scriptures that, so many things can be done, and one of those things is charity. So if anybody wants to send any of their hard-earned money or Lakshmi or anything to Vrindavan, then you can let me know, and I'll be more than happy to be the postman to deliver that on your behalf. Also, one of the things Prabhuji mentioned about morning japa, morning bath, taking bath in the Brahma Muhurt. And many times devotees, they wake up and before even taking shower, they start doing japa. This would be a good time this month to practice, where you take morning bath and then you start your spiritual activities. And any other question anybody has? One question I had was, in the beginning you mentioned that to have an intense desire to achieve Krishna, the desire was the key word. My question is that having an intense desire to serve, to do devotional service, is that same as having an intense desire to achieve him?
Yeah, it's non-different. Like if you achieve Krishna, what's exactly we are going to do? So most important is more clear is to have the desire to achieve Krishna and to serve Krishna. And yeah, when you say prema, the prema means their service. Prema means to please the person. So naturally, it's not like just achieve Krishna and then Krishna is sitting in front of me and keep watching. We like to please him, we would like to serve him. So yeah, that's it.